if you've been on hand for warm-ups, you've seen the very fastest cars to circle this Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. So a great program in store. We'll be starting once again with qualifying heats in just a few minutes. Row 4 on the low side, Dennis Featherson in the number 4. To his outside, in the number 3, David Raymond. Next on the grid, the number 38, and Beaver Norton. The number 50 is driven by Alan Burraby. Donnie Whitten in the 83, Ed Gallant in the 13. Young Ryan Shepard behind the wheel of the number 34, Jeff Severance in the number 28. And on the back row, Wayne Poland in the 00. Once again, heat number 1 for the Limited Sportsman Division, 15-lap qualifier for tonight's Limited Sportsman main event. Assistant starter Junior Niles handling the flags. He gives the drivers the all clear as they work down into turn number 3. We look for a start out of turn number 4. Starter says pick it up just a little bit, and the green is out. From the inside, Paul Holstrom will lead the way down into turn number 1. Kevin Buck right up the inside now to challenge Paul Driscoll for the runner-up position. Driscoll by a fender on the backstretch. They take it to turn number 3. Driscoll on the move on the outside in the number 90, as is Donnie Morse in the 75. Morse gets sideways, as does the number 50 of Alan Burraby. Up at the top of turn number 4, he gets it back underway, and the field stays green. Your leader continues to be Paul Holstrom in the number 58. The side-by-side battle for the runner-up position finds Kevin Buck on the low side, Paul Driscoll on the move on the outside. John Maycomber races to position number 4 in the 96. On the move on the outside, Donnie Morse in the number 75 brings it to the 5th place position. Also on the move on the outside, David Raymond in the number 3. Problems early on the number 50 of Alan Burraby. Top break for the 50 crew as he is headed back on a pit road, flat left rear tire on the number 50. Top 5 has broken away just a little bit. Dennis Featherson holds position number 6. The battle is for the 7th place position. Rookie Tom Huff has the advantage in the number 81. On the move on the outside, David Raymond in the number 3. Donnie Whitten looks for racing room now beneath the number 3. Donnie Whitten in the number 83. Three-way battle for the 7th place position. Two cars continue to work that outside groove. Donnie Morse in the number 75 now up to challenge Paul Driscoll for the 3rd place position. Also on the move on the outside, the number 3 and David Raymond. Starter indicates they will be coming to the halfway point next time by. Once again, assistant starter Junior Niles handling the flags for heat number 1. He shows the drivers the crossed flags. 8 down and 7 to go. Side-by-side battle continues for the 7th place position in this first qualifier. David Raymond working to the outside of rookie Tom Huff in the number 81. Meanwhile, up front, Donnie Morse continues to challenge from the outside, trying to find a way to get up and challenge Paul Driscoll for that 3rd place position. Looks like he will draw it even now on the backstretch. Donnie Morse on the move. Takes a look to the outside of the 2nd place competitor, Kevin Buck in the 25. Problems on the number 3 of David Raymond as he is off the pace and apparently headed back to pit road. Duel continues for the 2nd place position. Driver on the move, Donnie Morse out of Windham, Maine in the number 75. Now in a side-by-side wheel-to-wheel battle with Kevin Buck in the number 25. Starter indicates 2 laps to go. Donnie Morse, winner of a semi-feature back at the beginning of June, looking to capture tonight's qualifier as he comes to the outside of race leader Paul Holstrom. White flag is down. They are in their last lap. Donnie Morse knows that if he's going to do it, this is the lap in which he must do it, as he makes an attempt once again to the outside of the number 58. They bring it to turn number 4. It continues to be Paul Holstrom. Checkered flag is out. Holstrom hangs on over Donnie Morse, Kevin Buck, Paul Driscoll, and John Makeover. Heat number 1, limited sportsman division. Fine run tonight by Donnie Morse as he worked up the outside, did it the hard way. His outside, the gentleman we call the Chief, Ed Strong, in the number 10-4. And on the back row, Rocky Yargo on the low side in the number 65. And the winningest driver, 5-time feature winner in the number 51, Doug Shores, outside of row number 5. 10-lap qualifier for the Super Sportsman, heat number 1. Flagman Eddie Wall channeling the flags for the Super Sportsman and their first qualifier. These are your lower point cars. We have a handicap system here by points, as the drivers accumulate points by finishing up front. They start further and further back in the lineup. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they bring it out of turn 3 to turn 4. We look for a start at turn 4. Green is out. Mitch Brown from the low side jumps into a quick lead. Tim Wing taking it up into second with a number 92. Challenge coming for the third place position, Jerome Bushy in the number 18. Lloyd Washburn, the number 4. Washburn gets it a little sideways out of turn number 4, and he's sideways again in turn 1. Has to back out of it just a little bit, and that allows the cars on the inside to take advantage. Phil Weeks brings it up to the 4th place position. Danny Palmer to position number 5. Mitch Brown in the lone Chrysler product, the 04 a Dodge Aries, the 51 a Ford Thunderbird. The rest are General Motors products. Spin by Ed Strong in the number 10. He gets it looped in turn number 4, backs it down into the infield apron, and refires the car, and that will keep the field under green. Tough break for Ed Strong in his first qualifier. If you wonder why we call Ed Strong the Chief, well, he happens to be a police chief in his other life. When I say other life, other than racing. Coming to the halfway point indicates starter Eddie Walsh. 5 down and 5 to go. Your leader once again, Mitch Brown in the 04. Ed Strong trying not to go a lap down in this qualifier. Second place, number 9, Phil Weeks. In third, it continues to be Jerome Bushy. Danny Palmer in the number 93 is 4th, and Tim Wing in the 92 rounds out the top 5. Challenges for that 4th place position held by Jerome Bushy, the number 18. He has 3 other drivers who want it right now. Danny Palmer from the outside, Tim Wing from the low side, and here comes Doug Shores on the high side. Starter indicates it will be just 2 to go this time by. Mitch Brown now with a challenge from Phil Weeks as Tim Wing hard into the infield. Car stayed upright. Up over the sand barrier, young Tim Wing, who's been impressive this year in the number 92. White flag is down. Wing is back underway. Will rejoin the field, but he will go a lap down. They are in their last lap. Continues to be Mitch Brown, your leader. Pressure now from Phil Weeks in the number 9. As they exit turn 4, checkered flag is in the air. Mitch Brown, your winner. Phil Weeks, Jerome Bushy, Lloyd Washburn, and Doug Shores, the top 5. And to his outside in the number 1 this evening, Jerry Babb out of Wyndham, Maine. And on the back row in the number 16, Tim Land. Heat number 1 for the late models. These are the lower point late model sportsmen. Hey, they tell us that 50-50 is now up to the vicinity of $850. So the 50-50 continues to grow. Who knows? It may be your lucky night. Somebody's going to win it. Right now, as the drivers glance back to the flag stand, Eddie Waltz gives them the all clear 10-lap qualifier, heat number 1 for the late models. Scott Watts on the low side, Barry Babb on the high side. They will bring heat number 1 to turn 4 rather slowly. Flagman says pick it up, and they are away. Scott Watts with the advantage down into turn number 1. Paul Johnson right up to mount a challenge, but Barry Babb's going to take it to the high side. We have a spin in turn 2, but the number 8 is right back underway. That's David Culprit. Barry Babb draws it even as they cross the stripe. Barry Babb with the advantage now on the backstretch. Puts the 0 out front. Scott Watts right back to challenge, but unable to find a groove. Watts back to second. Battling for third once again, Paul Johnson in the number 35, Gary Pulsfer in the number 41. Outstanding rookie in the number 37, Larry Gelinas. Larry Gelinas, a former limited sportsman champion here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, is in his rookie year in the late models, has already captured a main event, which is no small accomplishment in this high-speed, very competitive late model division. Barry Babb, younger of the 2 Babb brothers in competition here in the late model division. His older brother, Bobby Babb, will be out in heat number 2. At the halfway point, Babb has a comfortable lead now over the rest of the field. Barry Babb, always a hard charger, looking for his first feature win for 1993. It's been a rough season for young Barry Babb in the 0, but tonight he seems to have the 0 hooked up and running well. We'll get a watch on him next time around. A little slow getting the watch out of the pocket that time. He's going to have to deal with a slower car than number 8. Paul Johnson off the pace now with a number 35 as he slows. The number 8 of David Culprit takes it on a pit road as we come to 2 to go. Barry Babb turned that last lap at about 15.8 seconds. Good time in a late model. They will turn faster than that, and he may have very well backed off in it just a little bit with a rather comfortable lead. White flag is down. Checkered flag is in the air. Barry Babb will capture heat number 1 over Scott Watts, Larry Gelinas, Rick Frenette, and Jerry Babb.
Driving his own Cape Cod Aggregates Fontana from Falmouth, Massachusetts in the number 80 is Mike Favuli. And outside's the guy who was leading the points until he broke an engine last week, but he has 3 feature wins so far this year in the Joan at Bay Hayes Napa Auto Parts Volkswagen. From Hudson, Massachusetts in the 47 is Jeff Horn. And the winner last Saturday night at Riverside Park in Agawam, Mass. in the bill of Nicky Tapley, Tapley Lumber Company Volkswagen from Marlborough, Massachusetts in the number 8 is Mike Seymour. Maury Dumas has the flags ready. They're coming out of turn 4. The green flies. Jack Collins grabs the early lead. Ross Storr tries it 4 wide into the first turn, and by golly, he made it. That's where he had trouble last year, you may recall, and he's 3 wide back there, and he's still making it. On the front stretch, Paul Lawless comes around the outside, leads the first lap, followed by Mike Favuli. And Barry Cannon also on the outside. Oops, almost got together with Mike Seymour as Mike Lugel pulls off. He wasn't scheduled to be in this heat. Paul Lawless leads the way. Mike Favuli right behind. Jack Collins in 3rd. Mike Seymour 4th. Russ Storr 5th. Jeff Horn 6th. The the battle is for fourth. And on the outside, Russ Storr has it, powered by the Gertie motor. On the outside of Mike Seymour's Volkswagen, going after Jack Collins' Volkswagen now. Meanwhile, right up front, we got Mike Favulli, powered by Fontana, working on the inside of Paul Lawless. Now he switches to the outside. Now he drops inside, going to try to hang that wheel down on the white line. Can't quite make it, but he's got the inside position going into turn one, and he has position on Lawless. Hasn't quite got the lead yet. Down a backstretch, Lawless manages to hang on there. Hangs on, lifts that left front, grabs hold of the track, can't quite make it, and Favulli has the lead that time by. He's got Russ Storr on the inside too. If Lawless isn't careful, he'll find himself back in third as Storr gets on the inside and leaves him out there. Lawless drops back on the inside to protect that second position and manages to keep Storr back there, who drops well below the white line. Jeff Horn running all by himself in fourth. Jack Collins managing to hold on to fifth, and Mike Seymour's had something wrong because he was one of the fastest cars in traffic, and he's back there in sixth spot. Down the backstretch, Mike Favulli stretches that lead just a little bit, and now Lawless has to deal with Russ Storr, who's on the outside with one lap to go. Storr's been working the outside. He tried it 4 wide the first lap and made it work. He ought to be able to make it work 2 wide. Down the backstretch, Lawless hangs in there. Hangs in there as Storr comes around the outside. Mike Favulli's going to take the win, but Lawless hangs on for second, just by a couple of feet. Paul Lawless was third. Paul Lawless was second, Russ Storr was third, Jeff Horn was fourth, and Jack Collins came home fifth.
Well, Dick, they tell us they had radar on the number 80, and he was turning better than 100 miles an hour those last few laps. So these midgets are certainly getting around this Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Stan Belusiak on the pole. If you're wondering when that first NEMA race, it was, I'll tell you that it was in the low numbers, and tonight is our 688th race in the 40-year history of the club. We celebrated our 40th anniversary race, Memorial Day at Seekonk, which is where the first NEMA race was in 1953, on Memorial Day. Once again, this is the 7th race on our 1993 SM LaRusso and Sons Championship Trail. Okay, Steve Dumas has the flags for this heat. Stan Belusiak on the pole with Fontana power. And then Doug Cleveland moves up to the outside with a Ford Carsworth powered car. And then Rick Hart with a Blair V4. That's a Chevy V8 cut in half in the 65. They're coming out of turn 4. They're in it. The green's out. Into turn 1. Doug Cleveland on the outside grabs the lead. Stan Belusiak hops into second, but Greg Storr dashes down the inside, takes over fourth as Babe Shaw hangs on there for the moment to third on the outside. He's got third, trying to move on the outside of Belusiak, can't quite do it. As Greg Storr hangs on to fourth, Drew Finoro passing Bobby Seymour for fifth. Big pack of cars right up front with Babe Shaw out with Doug Cleveland out in front in the 00. Greg Storr now moves by on the bottom all the way up to second. Greg Storr has second now. Stan Belusiak still hanging on to third, and they're 4 wide behind him, trying to figure out what to do next. But Bobby Seymour made it through that pack first, and he goes on the inside of Cleveland as Greg Storr goes on the outside. It's Storr, Seymour, and Cleveland. 1, 2, 3 this time by. This is the brother of the driver in the number 26 in the last heat. Greg Storr out in front in that brand new Zaha machine. Got a little vibration up there in front, but it isn't bothering him much. Look at those front wheels vibrate as he goes into the corner. Got a little front end alignment problem. Battle back here is for fourth as Doug Cleveland for the moment is holding off Babe Shaw, but not for long. No sooner were the words out of my mouth than Shaw got by him, and now Finoro ducks to the inside and gets by Shaw to take over that fourth spot. Shaw hangs on to fifth, Cleveland sixth, Stevie Eldridge has moved up to 7th, and Beluziak, obviously having troubles, has slipped back to 8th along with Ricky Hart. That's unusual to see Hart back there. He took a second at the big half mile at Flemington just a couple of weeks ago. Either having troubles or doesn't have this place figured out. 1 to go for Greg Storr. Bobby Seymour now has the corner of his eye full of Joey Coy, who, when Seymour wiggles, Coy goes to the outside, takes over second spot. Checkered flag is out for Greg Storr, Joey Coy, Bobby Seymour, Drew Fenoro, Babe Shaw, Steve Eldridge, Doug Cleveland, Ricky Hart, Stan Beluziak, and Glenn Cabral brings up the rear in a car that was having troubles. Well, Bruce, that's our heats. We'll be back in a little while with some more racing action.
Well, I'll tell you, they radioed over that the radar had the leader at 102. So these Northeast midgets are certainly turning this Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. This time by, and the starter shows the drivers the clenched green flag. Once again, this is number 2 for the Limited Sportsman Division, your high point men, 15-lap qualifier for the main event. We get the all clear this time. Once again, Chuck Willoughby in the number 82, Jackie Roussel in the 19 on the front row. Flagman Eddie Walsh handling the flags. He gives the drivers the all clear as they glance back to the flag stand as they stage on the backstretch. Michael points to turn number 4, looks the field over, and they are underway. Chuck Willoughby shows the way down into turn number 1. Alton Reserve right up the inside to challenge Jackie Roussel for the runner-up position. Danny Bobar on the move up the inside as he looks to get beneath the number 19 of Roussel now. Willoughby breaking away just a little bit. 3 wide out of turn number 4 there for a moment. Inside row with the advantage as Reserve takes the runner-up position. Danny Bubar up to challenge the 19 now for the 3rd place position. And they are stacked up side by side right straight back through this second qualifier. Chuck Willoughby still looking for his first feature of the 1993 season in the number 82. Has had some strong runs recently. 3 wide racing down the front stretch as Jackie Roussel gets hung out there in that 3rd groove. On the move up the middle, Dave Lafarno in the 95 and rookie Todd Fitz in the number 55. They go between cars and move up to try to get a spot in the top 5. Danny Bobar up to challenge Meserve now for that 2nd place position. Dennis Quinn is at the 4th place, and Todd Fitz looking to challenge for that 4th place position. Well, as Danny Bubar works to reel in race leader Chuck Willoughby, Dennis Quinn making a challenge for that 3rd place position. Quinn in the 06 working to the outside of the 08 of Alton Reserve. Dennis Quinn, always a hard charger in the 06, looks to take over that 3rd place position, and he will on the backstretch at the halfway point indicated by starter Eddie Walsh. It will be 8 down and 7 to go. Danny Bubar, little by little, has reeled in race leader Chuck Willoughby. Challenge now at the front. Willoughby goes a little wide, opens up the inside for Danny Bubar. Bubar sticks the nose down on the low side, looks to take it over out of turn number 2. Two-time winner Danny Bubar takes it over as they work in lap number 11 of this 15-lap qualifier. Danny Bubar 1 week ago was the winner of the Limited Sportsman 75-lap spectacular here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Been outstanding in the Jeff Bridges car after demolishing his own racer. For a while it looked like the season was over for Danny Bubar, and then he teamed up with Jeff Bridges. It has been a winning combination. It will be just 2 to go, indicates starter Eddie Walsh. Danny Bubar with a comfortable lead now over Chuck Willoughby. Dennis Quinn is third. Then it is Jeff Morgan and Steve Berry now rounds out the top 5. On the move on the outside, Wayne Whitten in the 0. Some 3 wide racing on the backstretch as the white flag comes down. They are in their last lap. The other 2-time winner, and we have only 2-time winners in this division. Heat winner Danny Bubar and 4th place competitor Jeff Morgan, the only 2-time winners in this very competitive division. And Donnie Culprit in the 14. And on the back row in the number 27, Richard Pelton, and to his outside, the 92 track champion in this division and current point leader in the number 7, that's Kevin Durgan. These are your high point men in the Super Sportsman division. 10-lap qualifier on tap. Once again on the front row, Dave Sprague in the number 1, Darrell Ward in the number 80. Starter Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. Turn 4, the green is out. Advantage Sprague as they cross the stripe. Dave Sprague in the number 1. Dave Bath right up the inside. The number 5 has been very strong here the last 2 weeks. Dave Bath was a feature winner here 2 weeks ago in this division as they have finally found the combination on the number 5. And he is running strong again tonight. Willie Elliott in the number 08 comes to the 3rd place position. Steve Howard is 4th in the 03 and the 14, and Don Culprit is in the 5th place position. Super Sportsman designed to be kind of between a late model and a limited. These cars have the late model type suspension, limited type engine, most running a 350 engine. Side-by-side battle for second as Willie Elliott gets up the inside, takes the advantage for the runner-up spot. Steve Howard follows Elliott right up the inside, as does Donnie Culprit in the number 14, and they have the number 5 of Dave Batt in that outside row. Halfway point, 5 down, 5 to go. Once again, your leader Dave Sprague in the number 1. Willie Elliott in second. Problems on the number 1 as he quickly went to the outside. Gets the car sideways. Something spilling. Fluid coming from the number 1, and he's spinning in his own fluid. Hard to tell whether that's water, oil, or gasoline, but something from the number 1. What a tough break for young Dave Sprague in the number 1. As he is spinning in something that the car is putting down. They will put the black flag out, but as you can see, that car is spinning in some fluid that's being put down, and that will require the caution flag. You can see the fluid on the track. Then we have a tangle over in turn 4. Caution flag is out. We have two cars hooked together. Willie Elliott, it appears to be, in the 08, and Steve Howard in the 03. They got hooked together. Also the 86 of Rob Herrick. Own or manage a business and might like to find out about how you might become involved promoting your business before the great crowds here at the Speedway. Well, all you need to do is call the track office during the week and they'd be glad to fill you in. Right now they're ready to get it back underway at turn 4. The green is out. Willie Elliott from the inside will take it over. Steve Howard is second, Donnie Coper third, Dave Bath is fourth, and Richard Pelton in fifth. Brian McClure back from a quick visit to pit road in the number 25. Last week's feature winner. He is a two-time winner now in this division. Very, very strong runner, making his return to racing after a few years off. Another one of those second-generation racers that we talk about here at the Speedway. Steve Howard right out in the loose stuff. Gets the car a little sideways, loses a little bit of grip. Right back to challenge Pelton for that third place position. Now he looks to the outside of the 14 of Donnie Coper. As they exit turn 4, the checkered flag is down. Willie Elliott, Donnie Coper, Richard Pelton, Steve Howard, and Dave Bath, your top 5. To his outside, in the number 56, Andy Lude. Next on the grid, from Wyndham, Maine, the other half of the Babb brother combination, that's Bobby Babb in the number 4. To his outside, the defending track champion here in the late model division in the number 33, that is Mike Johnson. Current point leader goes next on the field in the number 13, Mike Mayetta Jr., three-time feature winner thus far in 93. Back out, evidently just checking the cars, Paul Johnson once again in the 35, and Jerry Babb in the number 1. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they work down into turn number 3. Once again, Chris Rule on the pole in the number 14. Bobby Libby to his outside in the 34. They come to turn 4 and the green is out. Chris Rule will show the way down into turn number 1. Bobby Libby challenging to the outside. In the number 5, once again, it's Butch Buzzell. Then young Mike Mayetta, four-time feature winner in the number 3, Bobby Randall. Randall in the 91. If you were at the Oxford 250, you saw Randall race himself into that field. What a fantastic job he did qualifying. Chris Rule continues to show the way. The battle now is for second. Butch Buzzell in the number 5 on the low side. Bobby Libby in the 34 to his outside. They go at it wheel to wheel for the runner-up position. Bobby Randall looking for racing room down low at the back bumper of the number 5. Mike Johnson into the back end of the number 91. And Bob Randall gets turned around. Now the number 3, Mike Mayetta Jr. He is turned about, and that will require the caution flag. Caution flag out just before young Mike Mayetta gets the car refired. Well, we're ready to try it again. We have 3 laps recorded on the leaderboard of this 10-lap qualifier, heat number 2 for the late models. Once again, it'll be Chris Rule and Bobby Libby bringing the field to turn number 4. Flagman says hold it even at turn 4. Green is out. Chris Rule once again will show the way in the number 14. Bobby Libby with a challenge from the outside. Then it's Butch Buzzell and Mike Johnson. Bobby Babb now up to find his way into the top 5. Side-by-side battle for second. Rookie Butch Buzzell with the advantage from the low side in the number 5. Slight advantage. Bobby Libby now up over the top of turn number 4. He gets out of shape just a little bit. That is at the halfway point. Up to third now, Bobby Babb in the number 4. Then it's a battle of former champions. Mike Johnson from the high side with the advantage for position number 4. Once again, Mike Johnson, the defending champion here of the late model division in the number 33. And a former champion and current point leader, Mike Mayetta Sr. in the number 13. They battle for that 4th place position. Always a hard Charger. Andy Lou is 6 in the number 56. Then it's Bob Randall, Young, Mike Mayetta. 2 laps to go. White flag is out. Out of turn number 4. Here comes Buzzle to the inside. Not time enough as Chris Rule will nail down the second qualifier over Butch Buzzle. Bobby Babb in third. Mike Mayetta and Mike Johnson. In the number 16. The number 5 is driven by Chris Schedule. And the number 45, Mike Culprit. Once again, limited sportsman semi-feature. Starter looks a moment, green is out. Bob Barrage from the low side in the number 65 will show the way. Battle is for second. John Rogers in the number 18. Rick Libby in the number 77. Rogers with the advantage from the low side. 3 wide out of turn number 4. Cars come together. Gene Terrio gets turned about, and he is collected by another car. Gene Terrio up at the high side of turn number 1, along with Forrest Boucher. Cars went 3 wide down into turn number 1, and that's a hard way to do it. Terrio coming out on the losing end of that. Once again, Bob Barrage in the 65, John Rogers in the 18 will bring him to turn 4. We look for a start, and we have it. Bob Barrage with the advantage as they cross the stripe. John Rogers follows him right down into turn number 1 as he elects to take it down low. Battle shaping up for that third place position. Rick Libby in the number 77, Larry Ramsey Jr. in the number 73. Ramsey with a slight advantage as they bring it to turn number 4. Rick Libby right back to draw it even. Continues to be Ramsey with about a fender advantage from the outside, but Libby's not going to give it up from the low side. They continue in a side-by-side battle for that third place position. Rick Libby in the 77, Larry Ramsey up high now, loses a little bit of ground. That opens up the inside for a rookie, Forrest Boucher in the number 2. Continues to be Bob Barrage with about a 2-car length advantage over John Rogers in second place. Now Ricky Libby once again with a challenge from Larry Ramsey. Ramsey goes high once again in turn number 4. And Forrest Boucher tries to get to the low side of the number 73. He will do it this time down between turns 1 and 2. Forrest Boucher Jr. up to position number 4. Then it's Jim Shaw in the number 16 looking for racing room down low at the halfway point. Challenge now is for the 5th place position. Oh, a tangle, a near tangle coming into turn number 4. The drivers do a nice job of handling that. Jim Shaw, Forrest Boucher getting together just a little bit, getting the cars out of shape, but they do a nice job of correcting things. Larry Ramsey continues his challenge from the outside. Now to the outside of Jim Shaw once again. Spin in turn number 2. The number 45 of Mike Culprit. He backs it right into the exit to the infield pit row. Apparently has the car refired, and he will get back underway. Leader continues to be Bob Barash in the number 65. John Rogers in the 18 is second. Then it's Rick Libby in the 77. Jim Shaw sideways in the number 16. Once again does a nice job of straightening the car out. Mike Culprit trying desperately not to go a lap down to race leader Bob Barash. After spinning the number 45, he is trying to stay on the lead lap. Starter Junior Niles indicates it will be just 2 laps to go next time by. Larry Ramsey not going to give it up with his attempt to continue that march up the outside. Once again going to challenge Jim Shaw for the 5th place position. White flag is in the air. Continues to be Mirage. Rogers now side by side for the 3rd place position. Forrest Boucher in the number 2. Rick Libby in the 77. They go at it wheel to wheel for the 3rd place position. John Rogers going to take it to the outside of race leader Bob Barash. Checkered flag in the air. Here they come out of turn number 4. Bob Barash over John Rogers. Then it was side by side for Forrest Boucher and Rick Libby. And Jim Shaw, I believe, in that 5th place position. So a tight finish in tonight's Limited Sportsman semi-feature. Ladies and gentlemen, on the count of 3, help me with those 4 most famous words in auto racing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Gentlemen, start your engines. This time by, starter Eddie Walsh will show the drivers the clenched green flag as he asks the drivers to tighten it up. This time, as the drivers work the backstretch, they'll glance back to the flag stand, get the all clear from starter Eddie Walsh. Young Scott Watts on the pole, winner of the qualifier for the Oxford 250, to his outside. Young Barry Babb will bring the field to turn number 4. They pick it up, Flagman looks him over, green is up. Barry Babb by a bumper down into turn number 1. Here comes Watts back to take it over at turn number 2. Watts by about a half a car down into turn number 3. Here comes Paul Johnson up to challenge now for that 2nd place position. Paul Johnson on the low side, Barry Babb to the high side. They go at it wheel to wheel for the runner-up position. Side-by-side battle for the next position on the grid finds Larry Gelinas on the low side and Gary Pulsiver to his outside. Then it's Rick Frenette and Bobby Libby. Cars stacked up 2 by 2 from position 2 right on back. continues to be Scott Watt, your leader in the F80. The side-by-side battle for second continues. Paul Johnson by a bumper that time by. Barry Babb draws it even as they come into turn number 2 and race the backstretch. Gary Pulsifer falling off the pace in the number 41 as he has lost considerable ground. Battle is for second. Bobby Libby out of shape in the number 34. He slows, and with it, Bobby Babb has to back right out of it. Problems on the number 8 of David Culprit. Cars get either side of the number 8 as he is sideways in turn number 2, and that will require the caution flag. Drivers do a nice job of avoiding the number 8 of David Culprit. 6 laps recorded on the leaderboard. The field comes under caution for the number 8. Stalled in turn number 2. Evidently will require the push truck to get the number 8 back underway. Rookie Chris Rule in 6th. Then it's Bobby Randall and Andy Lew. Butch Buzzle. And Bobby Babb. Blackman points to turn number 4, says hold it even. He looks him over. Green is out. Once again, it is Scott Watt showing the way. Challenge is for second. Barry Babb up to the inside of the number 35 of Paul Johnson. They go at it wheel to wheel. Barry Babb with the advantage for that runner-up position. He brings Larry Gelinas right up the inside with him. Now it's Larry Gelinas challenging the number 35 for the third place position. Thus far, the advantage has been to the inside groove. Paul Johnson slips now to challenge for the fifth place position, sitting to the outside of Bob Randall's number 91. Problems on the number 14. Chris Rule way off the pace. Decides not to take it on a pit road, however. Tangle in turn number 2. Several cars involved there. Among them, the number 4 of Bobby Babb, the number 30. Well, we couldn't get the number on that other car. We'll have it in a moment. The 34 of Bobby Libby taking it right back on a pit road. Once again, on the front line, it is Scott Watts in the 80 and Barry Babb in the 0. Flagman with the all clear. We look for a start at turn 4. We have it. Scott Watts by a bumper as they cross the stripe. They go side by side down into turn number 2, bring it to turn 2 and the backstretch. Continues to be a side-by-side battle. Now coming into turn number 4, Barry Babb puts a bumper ahead. And Babb by a fender puts the car ahead down into turn number 1. Scott Watts battling back from the inside. But Barry Babb will hang on from the outside. Barry Babb up in that outside groove, trying to find a way completely out and around the F80. Thus far, he is unable to shake the F80. Scott Watts back to draw it even, but it is Babb once again from the high side. Barry Babb once again trying to squeeze that 0 into the lead position, and it looks like he has done it this time as he takes it over. Working in lap number 15, your new leader, Barry Babb in the 0. Scott Watts back to position number 2. Mike Johnson back from pit road in the number 33. On the move on the outside, Bob Randall now in the number 91. Randall working to the outside of the 56 of Andy Lude. for that 4th place position. We'll take a look now to the outside of the 37. Cars tangle in turn number 4. Drivers do a nice job of sorting that out. Starter indicates it will be the halfway point. Mike Johnson headed back onto pit road once again, defending champion of this division, struggling with problems tonight. And that will require the caution flag as Mike Johnson stalled momentarily. And the caution flag is out. Once again, Barry Babb and Scott Watts will square off from the front row. Scar will make his way onto the infield pit road. Cars pick it up now as they bring it to turn number 4. Flagman looks him over. Green is out. Barry Babb once again will show the way. This time Larry Gelinas right up the inside to challenge Watts for that runner-up position. Larry Gelinas takes over the 2nd place position from the low side. Scott Watts now in a battle with Andy Lude for that 3rd place position. Bob Randall holds down position number 5. Barry Babb looking to capture his first late model main event for 1993 as he has struggled this year. On the move on the outside, Jerry Babb in the number 1 as he works to the outside of the 54 of Rick Frenette. Side-by-side battle continues with that 3rd place position. Andy Lude on the low side, Scott Watts to the high side. Then it's Bob Randall and Butch Buzzell going at it side-by-side for the next position. Scott Watts way up high and off the pace. Scott Watts in the F80 slowed very suddenly in turn number 4, went up high, and with it he loses a ton of positions. Seems to have it back at speed now, but he has certainly lost a lot of ground, a lot of track position. Leader continues to be Barry Babb in the 0, then it is Larry Gelinas in 2nd. Andy Lude is 3rd, Bob Randall 4th. Coming on the outside, the 4-time winner, Mike Mayetta Jr. in the number 3. Takes a look now to the outside of the 91 of Bob Randall. Young Mike Mayetta on a march up the outside, looking for his 5th feature win. If he is able to make the march up the outside, young Mike Mayetta has been impressive with his 4 feature wins. And tonight he looks for position number 5. He is up to challenge 3rd place competitor now, Andy Lude. The father-son team on a march up the outside. Young Mike Mayetta in the number 3, his dad, Mike Mayetta Sr. in the number 13, up now to challenge for the 2nd and 3rd place positions. Larry Gelinas sideways in turn number 1 and 2. That will collect Andy Lude, Mike Mayetta. Mike Mayetta up on the sand pile. Caution flag will come out as young Mike Mayetta is finding a way out and around the 0. The caution flag came out. A couple of champions here at the Speedway. Mike Johnson having his problems in the number 33, and now Mike Mayetta in the number 13. Well, Flagman Eddie Walsh has the all clear out. We have 29 9 laps down of this 35-lapper for the late models. Cars all over the place in turn number 4. Green comes out. I'm sure it will be followed by the yellow as cars tangled in turn number 4 coming to the start. Cars involved there, the number 5 of Butch Buzzell, the 34 of Bobby Libby, the 16 of Tim Land, the number 1 of Jerry Babb. I believe the 54 was also involved there. And once again, it will be Barry Babb and young Mike Mayetta on the front row. They get the all clear as they work the backstretch. They pick it up coming out of turn number 3. Flagman looks him over, and they are away. Barry Babb with the advantage as they race through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Here comes young Mike Mayetta to draw it even down into turn number 3. Barry Babb on the low side, young Mike Mayetta from the high side. They continue in a side-by-side battle. Then it's Andy Lude and Bob Randall. Top 4 cars go at it wheel to wheel. Barry Babb looking to claim his first main event for 1993. Young Mike Mayetta Jr. looking for his 5th feature event. Andy Lude now trying to get to the inside for a challenge for the 2nd place position. Starter indicates it will be just 2 to go next time by. It continues to be Barry Babb with the advantage over Mike Mayetta Jr. Andy Lude in a challenge for that runner-up position. Bob Randall and Bobby Libby looking for racing room as they battle for position number 4. The white flag is out. They are in their last lap. Side by side it continues for that runner-up position. Checkered flag in the air. Barry Babb will capture the main event over young Mike Mayetta, Andy Lude, Bob Randall, and Bobby Libby. Tight competition. And once again, an outstanding run by the youngster in the number 3. Finishing in the runner-up spot tonight in a tight battle with Andy Lude. But tonight it belongs to this young man out of Windham, Maine, collecting the colors now from flagman Eddie Walsh. He will make his parade lap and then be back at Victory Lane, and we'll have an opportunity to hear from tonight's late model sportsman feature event winner. Once again, the 0 is sponsored in part by Robert Babb and Sons Wood Contractors along with Country Seafood. The 0 is a Buick Regal. Once again, out of Windham, Maine. First feature of 93, Barry Babb returns the colors to flagman Eddie Walsh. And in just a few moments, we'll have an opportunity to hear from Barry Babb at Victory Lane.
He prepares to exit car number 0 for his first feature win in the late model division. Welcome, Barry Babb. Congratulations, Barry.
Thanks a lot. You know, I got to thank a lot of people over in the pits, you know. We've had a lot of bad luck this year. Last week we pretty much destroyed the car and worked all week long on it, you know. There's a guy, Johnny Pollard, Robbie Barker, Willie Baxter, Ricky Buxton. I got a new guy this year, Sean Potter. You know, he just come on this last couple of weeks, you know, and those guys are just super in the pit.
It's what it takes to get the car in Victory Lane, I guess, right?
Yeah, and that last restart, I really didn't want it. It's competition.
While you're in Victory Lane tonight, GW Jewett is tonight's sponsor, Bob Jewett, with first place presentation. Bob?
Congratulations, Barry. I want to present this to you on behalf of GW Jewett and Son. It was a heck of a race.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank all my sponsors too, you know. They've stuck with me pretty good, you know. Bob Black, he's been along. My mother and my father there, and Country Seafood's been with us, and Ray's Auto Patch. You know, those guys are just super, and signs by Popovich.
Ladies and gentlemen, capturing feature win number 1 for 1993, Barry Babb.
Lee Tools STP Skoll Extra Mod Goodyear Gertie from Andover, New Jersey, and the number 1 is Drew Fenoro. Outside, 3 feature wins for this team this year. Seekonk, Star, and Waterford, but they blew the engine big time at Agawam last Saturday night. In the Joan and Bay Hayes Napa Volkswagen with a brand new engine from Hudson, Massachusetts, in the 47 is Jeff Horn. 6th row on the inside. Driving his own Tri-State Subaru Jackson Imported Auto Parts Volkswagen from Riverside, Connecticut. The number 5 is Frank Iantorno. And outside, driving his own Stony Brook Auto Body Volkswagen from Chelmsford, Massachusetts, in the 55 is Steve Eldridge. 7th row on the inside is a rookie out of the go-karts. In the John and Helen Lane GTR Manufacturing Chevy 2 from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, in the 24 is Barry Cannon. And outside, in the Dave Scott 1400 Motors Ford Cosworth from Sudbury, Massachusetts, and the 00 is Doug Cleveland. 8th row on the inside, driving his own Nelson Balancing Service Suzuki from Nashua, New Hampshire. In the number 61 is Hank Nelson. Outside is last year's Mechanic of the Year and the Dan Blair Engineized Bob Phelps Roofing Blair V4 from Nassau, New York. The number 65 is Rick Hart. 9th row on the inside, driving his own Fontana powered machine from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. In the number 19 is Stan Beluziak. Paul Storr, our racing director and the father of 2 of the drivers in the field, gives them the signal to cross over from the racetrack. And they slide by him, 1 on each side. Moving into the 2 wide order in which they will start in just a few moments. As they move out of turn 4 now, you've heard me announce where all these drivers come from. They come from all over New England, New York, and Pennsylvania. They really like coming to Beech Ridge, as I told you, and they'd like to salute you, the fans, and I'd like to have you salute them back. So how about everybody there on the backstretch? Give them a big hand as the starting field of the SM LaRusso Championship Trail comes by you on the backstretch. Everybody wave to the drivers as they come down there. Now, the pit stands were fairly quiet. I expect you folks here in the front to do a little better. I'd like to see a real baseball park type wave as we come out of here. Let's have all you people coming out of the 4 turns stand up and stomp your feet and yell and cheer and wave your privilege right down into the starting line, down into turn 1, into that first one. Stan, that was great. That was a lot better than the backstretch guys could do. And now they'll form into their 2 wide order again and get ready to make the commitment. They could watch you and wave back to you as they come back that time, but this time they've got to get into their 2 wide formation. Watch everybody around them, make sure they know where they're going. Maury tells them they're okay and they're going to go the next time around. The next time around they're not going to be looking at anything but Maury Dumas' right hand that's got the green flag in it. We have Jack Collins on the pole with Paul Lawless outside him, then Babe Shaw and Greg Storr, Russ Storr, brother, right behind him, then Joey Coy, Mike Fabuli, Bobby Seymour. They're coming out of turn 4. They hit the white line. They're green. Paul Lawless grabs the early lead with Greg Storr right behind him. Then Jack Collins hangs on to 3rd, at least momentarily, but he gets swooped 1 on each side, a lot of them, and we've got a tangle back there. Bobby Seymour's off on the 3rd turn, but there's a car backwards in the backstretch wall right behind the light pole for me. I can't see what number it is. It's Frank Iantorno in the number 5 who got caught in that tangle and spun around. The driver is okay. He's fine, according to the word we get. Both in Volkswagens on the front row, then Babe Shaw in a Volkswagen and Russ Storr in one of the Gerties. Here we go again. We're green again. Outside row move this time. Lawless popped into first place. Storr is second. Joey Coy is third. And Jeff Horn is fourth. And Mike Favuli finds himself out 3, maybe 4 wide, but makes it through the corner as the front 4 opens up a little gap with Bobby Seymour in 5th. And Drew Fanoro makes the big move on the bottom to come through into 6th. Look at the battle for the lead. 3 wide. Almost got Greg Storr involved, but he straightened it out and is okay. And Jeff Horn out in front once again, in front of Paul Lawless. Winner of 3 of the 6 events already this year is out in front again. Joey Coy moving well too, has made it up into 3rd. Now blows past Paul Lawless into 2nd. Jeff Horn, Volkswagen. Joey Coy in the 94, Fontana. Paul Lawless in the 6 is a Volkswagen. Greg Storr in the 38 is a Volkswagen. Drew Fanoro in the 1 is a Gertie. Bobby Seymour rather in the 4, Volkswagen. Russ Storr in the 26 is another Gertie. It's our battle for 3rd here as Greg Storr, and as I said, a new car. Team's only been together for 2 weeks. Tries the outside, can't. Drew Fanoro takes over 3rd spot. Jeff Horn coming out of turn 4 now, and the 47 is your leader right here. Then Joey Coy in the 94 is 2nd. Drew Fanoro in the 1. Greg Storr in the 38. Bobby Seymour in the 4 has come through into 4th. Paul Lawless still hanging on to 5th, but he's got Russ Storr banging on him right now, and Mike Favuli right behind him. Brand new engine in the 47 is performing well. They had troubles during the heat, but it seems to be running now after they lost the engine that had won them 3 races down at Agawam. He is managing to stay out in front. Here comes Joey Coy, though, in the 94, and Drew Fanoro in the 1. Stan Beluziak in the 19, fading fast, and turn 2 pulls off into the inside of the track just as Jeff Horn goes by, followed by Joey Coy, who is catching him now. Jeff Horn takes the cross slides halfway with Joey Coy catching him. Drew Fanoro is at least holding his own there, maybe closing a little bit. He's staying ahead of Greg Storr, and Bobby Seymour now is kind of all by himself in 4th spot. But here comes Stevie Eldridge in the 55, who is making ground. Joey Coy in turn 3 catching up to Jeff Horn. Only about 6 or 7 car lengths now, whereas it was a whole turn just a few laps ago with 10 to go. Down into turn 3, Jeff Horn once again slows a little bit. Coy is driving in much harder, going into 3 and going into 1. He's able to catch up on Horn a little bit, make up some of that ground. Coming out, he really gets on at that time and gets right behind Horn. Here's your battle for the lead, coming out of turn 4. Horn goes wide. Coy tries to go low, can't do it. Horn comes back down again. I suspect Horn now knows he's there. And if he wasn't wary before, he is now, as they have to thread their way through these lap cars. Jeff Horn makes it through the first bunch. Joey Coy in 2nd. Gets by him, but has lost some ground. Drew Fanoro just blows by the outside of him, going into turn 3 with less trouble. They're catching up to some of the faster cars now, as once again Coy manages to catch right up on Horn's tail with 5 to go. As Horn goes to the outside of the lap car, Coy's going to try and make some room in between, but can't quite do it. Coy gets caught behind the lap car, and Horn picks him off and keeps the lead. Just barely, though. 4 to go this time by, as Horn's going underneath this car. Makes it into turn 1. Yellow. We have a yellow flag. have a car slowing in turn 3. That's Mike Lugel slowing down. Stevie Eldridge in the 55 has spun off of turn 1 and 2. Sort of on the pit entrance. Well, this is going to provide us with a 5-lap dash to the finish. Playing games on the backstretch. Who's going to go? Who's going to jump when? There we go. Good start. Joey Coy stayed right with Jeff Horn on the start. Horn has the lead solidly though, with Coy and Fenoro right behind him. That's going to be the battle. The other guys have got a couple lap cars to pass. I don't think they can do it. Horn handling superior, as much superior there on the cool tires. Opens up some ground on Coy. And Fenoro, 3 to go this time by Jeff Horn. Gonna tighten the point lead up again. He went all the way from 1st to 3rd last week when he dropped out with a blown engine. Is coming back strong. 2 to go. 2 laps for Jeff Horn, Joey Coy, Drew Fenoro. Greg Storrs made it through the traffic, and now Favuli and Seymour are making it past that last lap car. White flag for Jeff Horn. One more lap down the backstretch. Listening for funny noises in that brand new 146, but nothing happens, and checkered flag for Jeff Horn. First time out with the brand new engine, and Jeff Horn has the win. Joey Coy. That's the Joan and Bay Hayes Napa Auto Parts Volkswagen, number 47. Joey Coy in the Carl Kibbe Nelson's International Truck Sunoco. Fontana takes down 2nd. Drew Fenoro in the Gene Angelillo Skoll Extra Mod. Gertie, number 1, comes home 3rd. Great store in the 38. Again, a brand new car. The Zahar Volkswagen is 4th. I believe Mike Favuli in the number 80 Cape Cod Aggregates Fontana came home 5th. Jeff has his hat off now, he can hear you. How about a big hand for Jeff Horn? His 4th feature win of the year. Dave Sturgis headed out with the trophy and the microphone.
Jeff Horn, have a word with you right over here.
And while we're getting that, let me point out that the guy in the middle they're giving the credit to there is Blackie LaMarcia, one of the great racetrack car mechanics of all time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, this was kind of a good night for us because we've never finished a feature event here. We've always had some kind of trouble and problems, and we overcame them tonight, even though we do have some engine problems that stayed together for us. I'll tell you, my crew is excellent, the car owners are excellent, and my engine builder is none other than the one and only Blackie the Bull LaMarcia. He really loves all this publicity and limelight, so maybe we should make him say something, but I don't think he will.
Looks like he wants his picture taken more than anything, I guess. Well, anyway, it is your first place trophy on behalf of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much, and it sure is a fine facility. This is one of the better facilities that we do get to race at. It's probably run better and cleaner and nicer than any other one in the area.
Well, that's nice to hear. Hopefully you'll be back next year. Maybe you can pick up another feature in the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Well, we'll try real hard. I just can't say enough about my guys and everything else. And hey, the whole organization is great. Everybody tries hard, and we try to have a good time. That's the name of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for his first feature win, Jeff Horn. Send it back upstairs to Bruce.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And once again, always a pleasure to have the Northeast Midget Race Association back with us, making their yearly visit here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. And again, Dick Monahan, always a pleasure to have you back as the voice of this great racing association.
Thank you, Bruce. And let me just say for everybody, speaking for the club, thank you to all of you, to the track and the staff, and especially to the fans. It was another great night. Thanks a lot. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
All right, we have the name of our lucky 50-50 winner. It happens to be Jason Gibbs from Gorham, Maine. Jason Gibbs, winner of $820 tonight in the 50-50. So, Jason, I hope you're a regular here, and if not, I'll bet you will be, right? From Falmouth, Maine, in the row, Ford Kenniston Enterprises number 51, Doug Shores. Next on the grid, the D&W Builders number 69 out of Cumberland, and Tim Maloney. From Springvale comes the Cabano Auto Body number 93 and Danny Palmer. From Elliott, the number 10-4 of the Chief, Ed Strong. From Scarborough, the number 1 of Dave Sprague. The number 80 out of Hiram, Maine, the Estes Excavating, and Darrell Ward. The number 5 from Arundel, David Bath. Willie Elliott in the 08 out of Keysa Falls. Steve Howard in the 03. In the number 86, also from Scarborough, Rob Herrick. Donnie Culpert in the number 14. Richard Pelton in the 27. Defending champ, Kevin Durgan in the number 7. Last week's winner, Brian McClure in the 25. And Rocky Yago in the 65. At turn 4, they're underway. Mitch Brown shows the way down into turn number 1. Tim Wing quickly to second place. Jerome Bushy brings it to third. In fourth now, Lloyd Washburn in the number 4. Then comes Phil Weeks and Doug Shores. Doug Shores on the move on the outside. Keep your eyes on the number 51. He is a 5-time feature winner thus far in 1993. Doug Shores quickly brings it to the third place position. Takes a look to the outside of Tim Wing now. Will challenge for the runner-up spot. Shores looking for his 6th feature win, looking to match 1992. Doug Shores was the winningest driver last year in this division. With 6 feature wins, he is looking to tie that if he can capture tonight's main event. Doug Shores on the move to the outside of the 92, takes a look to the outside of race leader Mitch Brown. They go side by side through turn 1. They bring it to turn number 2. Doug Shores will take it over on the backstretch. Number 51 quickly taking over the lead as they are completing lap number 5. Battle on the speedway now is for the 4th place position. Jerome Bushy has Phil Weeks in the number 9 working to his outside. He has Lloyd Washburn at the back bumper. Something gives out on the number 51 and he coasts into the infield. So feature win number 6 will not come tonight as mechanical failure has taken the number 51 out of contention. You saw the burst of smoke from the number 51. He has coasted into the infield area. Safety man is at the car now. Well, with 6 laps recoded on the leaderboard, flagman Eddie Walsh once again will give the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. And it will be Mitch Brown and Tim Wing bringing the field to turn number 4. Flagman looks him over, says hold it even. We look for a start at turn 4. We have it. Mitch Brown will show the way down into turn number 1. Tim Wing right at his back bumper. Then the side-by-side duels begin for position number 3. Jerome Bushy on the low side. Phil Weeks to his outside for position number 3. Oh, spin in turn number 4. Phil Weeks backs it into the retaining area off turn number 4, and that will put the field immediately under a red flag. We'll give you a word from the safety man in just a moment. Phil Weeks immediately out of the car, so the good news is that driver Phil Weeks is okay, but there's got to be some heavy damage to the back of the number 9. What a tough break for still looking to move from that point. 30 laps on tap here for the Super Sportsmen in their main event. All clear from atop the flag stand. The pace car will dip onto the infield pit road. Once again, it'll be Mitch Brown and Tim Wing bringing the field to turn 4, and the green is out. 3 wide out of turn number 4. Tim Wing off the pace. Something evidently, perhaps stuck in gear or whatever. Mitch Brown by himself up front. Then it is Jerome Bushy in second. The 93 Danny Palmer races to position number 3. Steve Howard and Lloyd Washburn go at it for position number 4. Looking to enter that top 5, last week's feature winner, Dave Bath in the number 5. Actually, 2 weeks ago, the number 5 was a feature winner. Last week's feature winner was Brian McClure in the number 25. Mitch Brown, the Lone Chrysler product, shows the way. The 04 being a Dodge product. Danny Palmer on the move on the outside. Takes a look to the outside of Jerome Bushy. Battle is for second. Bushy with a slight advantage in the number 18. Has Danny Palmer working hard to his outside. Has Steve Howard in the 03 looking for racing room down low. And here comes Dave Bath and Donnie Copeland. Also on the move on the outside, Willie Elliott in the Moody Racing Team 05. Problems on the number 69 of Tim Maloney as he is taking it on pit road. So 2 of the 3 repeat winners having problems tonight. First, Doug Shores with the number 51. Then Tim Maloney with the number 69. The only repeat winner still in the field, Brian McClure in the number 25. Brian McClure, another one of those second-generation racers we talk about. He is the son of former track champion here at the Speedway, Jim McClure. At the halfway point now, it's 15 down, 15 to go. Danny Palmer taking over that runner-up position as he finally works himself out and around the number 18. Will set his sights on race leader Mitch Brown. Young Mitch Brown doing a nice job in the 04. Will have a challenge now from the outside from the number 93, Danny Palmer. Danny Palmer trying to draw it even as he works to the outside of the 04. Danny Palmer has Don Colbert in the number 14 at his back bumper as they have driven up the outside. Palmer by a bumper this time by. Willie Elliott out in the third groove now, trying to work to the outside of the number 27. No room. He has to back out of it just a little bit. Danny Palmer takes it over as cars tangle in turn number 4. The 04 of Mitch Brown, the 18 of Jerome Bushy. And that will once again require the caution flag. What a tough break for young Mitch Brown. After leading this event, involved in a tangle coming out of turn number 4, ends up on the infield apron. Tim Maloney getting the number number 69 back into competition. All clear from atop the flag stand. Danny Palmer and Donnie Culpert bring them to turn number 4, and the green is out. Donnie Culpert with the advantage from the outside. Takes it over on the backstretch. That drops the 93 back to the second place position. On the move now once again on the outside, Dave Bath in the number 5. Dave Bath works to the outside of Richard Pelton's number 27. Field comes under caution once again, and once again the 69 of Tim Maloney stopped up at the top of turn number 3. All the signs seem to indicate that we should be ready to get it back to green flag racing. 21 laps recorded on that leaderboard. 9 to go. Once again, it will be Donnie Culpert, Danny Palmer on the front line. They bring it to turn 4. We look for green. We have it. Donnie Culpert leads them down into turn number 1, right up the inside. Steve Howard will take over the runner-up position. Danny Palmer back to position number 3. Dave Bath looking for racing room as he challenges for that third place position. Richard Pelton now in the 5th place position. Dave Bath and Pelton on the move on the outside. Bath in the number 5 with a challenge for the 3rd place position as he works to the outside of the 93 of Danny Palmer. Side-by-side battle from position 3 right on back through the top 10. Top 2 have broken away. Donnie Culpert and Steve Howard, and a gap back. And things tighten up from position 3 on back. Danny Palmer with a slight advantage over Dave Bath. Then it's Kevin Durgan, Richard Pelton, Darrell Ward, Willie Elliott, Lloyd Washburn, Brian McClure, all vying for a position. Starting indicates it will be just 2 to go this time by. Continues to be Donnie Culpert, followed by Steve Howard. They have nearly a straightaway over the 3rd place contenders. That continues to be a side-by-side battle. Danny Palmer on the low side, Dave Bath to the outside. White flag is in the air. They are in their last lap. Positions 3, 4, 5, 6, side by side and up for grabs. Checkered flag in the air. Donnie Culpert will capture the main event, followed by Steve Howard. Then Danny Palmer, Kevin Durgan, Dave Bath come across the line side by side. We will have to wait for the official call on those second feature event. So Donnie Culpert joins the ranks of the repeat winners in this Super Sportsman division. Down to collect the colors from flagman Eddie Walsh, ready to make his parade lap. Donnie Culpert out of Scarborough, Maine. We'll hear from him in just a few moments. Great run tonight in 2nd place. The bracket machine 03, also out of Scarborough, Maine. Steve Howard in a fine run tonight finishing in third in the Cabana Auto Body, number 93 out of Springvale, Danny Palmer. But tonight, Super Sportsman main event belongs to this young man, returning the colors to Flagman Eddie Walsh, Donnie Copeland. As he prepares to exit the number 14, we go trackside once again to Dave Sturgis. Dave?
Thank you, Bruce. Welcome into victory lane for the second time in 1993, Donnie Copeland. Congratulations, Donnie. Thank you. Second feature win for 1993, third place in your rookie year. Must be feel pretty good at this point in the season. Feels pretty good. I hope to get back on the top. Maybe this will be my turning point of all the bad times I had. So hopefully it goes good from here on. Looks like you got the car turned around. Is it where it should be right now, or is there a little more work to be done? Could go a little bit better, but it was going real good. I have no complaints. Well, Bob Jewett from the GW Jewett's here with your first place presentation.
On behalf of GW Jewett, Donnie, I wish to present you with a trophy and a heck of a race.
Well, I say thanks to my mother and father. I mean, they've been putting the money every week when I, good or bad. It's been big money for the last few races, but I'd like to thank American Northeast Glass, the doctors, Pleasant Hill Auto Sales, Jeff Yates for doing the body work, Scarborough Hydraulics, Libby Sales. Hope I didn't miss anybody else, but AJ Kennedy's. I'd like to thank them for getting me here.
Well, congratulations on your second feature win for 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, Donnie Copeland. Bruce Elder will send it back upstairs to you.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Waiting on deck, the Limited Sportsmen for their main event, which will round out a race card for this evening. Always action-packed. There will be second-generation racer Ryan Shepard. And from Hollis, the number 28, Jeff Severance. From Wyndham, the 00 is driven by Wayne Poland. The number 6 from Standish, rookie Bill Panett. And from Westport comes the number 82 and Chuck Willoughby. The 19 out of Portland, Jackie Roussel. The 98 from Scarborough, Dave Jackson. The 95, Dave Lofano. The 08, Alton Meserve. The number 55, Todd Fitz. In the number 24 from Wyndham, Danny Bubar. The number 12, Tim Gendron. In the 06, it's Dennis Quinn. Dave Langlis in the 93, Jeff Morgan in the 70. The 0 from Kennebunk, Wayne Whitten. The number 7, Steve Berry Jr. The 94, Dennis Hall. In the number 39, veteran Dwight Shepard. The 88, current point leader, Mike Field. And in the number 90, last week's feature winner, from Standish, Paul Driscoll. At turn 4, the green is out. Slight advantage from the low side. Paul Holstrom in the number 58. Kevin Buck on the outside tries to draw it even. Out of turn number 4, Paul Holstrom will bring them down to lap number 1. Kevin Buck in second. Rookie Tom Huff is third. Then comes John Maycomber and Donnie Morse. Little bumper tag out of turn number 2. The drivers do a nice job of sorting that out. High Point men at the rear. The challenge, of course, to come up through this 32-car field. So keep your eyes on some of these High Point men. Real challenge to come up through this field of cars. A number of cars and drivers capable of a feature event here. Donnie Morse trying to make time on the outside. He works to the outside of the number 96 of John Maycomber. Also in that outside groove, Dennis Featherson in the number 4, as is Ed Gallant in the number 13. Rookie Bill Panett has been a strong runner in the number 6. Also working that outside groove early, as is Danny Bubar. Tim Gendron, Dave Langlis, Wayne Whitten, all out there trying to advance in the outside groove. The person who's making it work thus far, Donnie Morse, as he is up now to challenge second place competitor Kevin Buck. Also David Raymond on the move in the number 3. Donnie Morse up now to take a look to the outside of race leader Paul Holstrom. The number 75 looking to put the car at the point, draws it even with race leader Paul Holstrom. They come side by side to turn number 4. Donnie Morse puts a bumper ahead as they cross the stripe. Out of turn number 1 to turn number 2, you have a new leader. It's Donnie Morse in the number 75. Morse, one of those drivers leading the 75 Spectacular for a long, long time. Impressive run tonight as he works the outside groove all the way to the front. Will quickly put distance now on second place competitor Paul Holstrom. Kevin Buck is third. Battle shaping up for the fourth place position. Tom Huff on the low side. David Raymond from the high side. David Raymond will take that fourth place position. High Point man still very deep in this field. I'm sure that they are hoping for a restart in order to close this field up a bit. And the drivers at the front are hoping for just the opposite. No restart. Working in lap number 12 with this 30-lap main event. Side-by-side battle for that second place position. Paul Holstrom has Kevin Buck to his outside. They go at it wheel to wheel. David Raymond has closed it up on the second place competitors. Data indicates that we are coming to the halfway point. 15 down, 15 to go as they cross the stripe. Three-way battle continues to be waged for that second place position. Continues to be in the hands of Paul Holstrom in the number 58, but he has a mirror full of Kevin Buck to his outside and David Raymond on the low side. All kinds of pressure for the young man behind the wheel of the number 58. And as they battle for position, the front belongs to Donnie Morse in the number 75 as he enjoys now about a half straightaway advantage over the second place competitors. Then, back of that three-way battle for second, there is a tight battle for the fifth place position. Alan Burraby takes it over in the number 50. Brian Shepard follows him right up the inside as they come to positions 5 and 6. That drops Tom Huff back to the 7th place position. Problems on the 96 of John Maycomber. He is off the pace and apparently headed back to pit road. Tight battle for position number 2 continues. They swap it around just a little bit. It continues to be Paul Holstrom in second, but now it's David Raymond in the 3rd place position. Kevin Buck is dropped to 4th. Then it's Alan Burraby in 5th and Ryan Shepard in 6th as they have broken away just a little bit. Now on the move, headed to the front, Danny Bubar in the number 24. Danny Bubar, 2-time feature winner in this division. And perhaps most outstanding run was in the 75-lap Limited Sportsman Spectacular last week, where he dominated the last half of that event. He is now looking to rein in this line of cars, occupying positions 2 through 6. Danny Bubar momentarily boxed in. Is at the back bumper of the number 50. Has the number 34 to his outside. Wide racing down through turn number 1. I don't know whether I dare to say it or not, but we have not had a restart, knock on wood, working in lap number 25. It will be just 5 to go when they come around next time. Can they do it? Can they run this event without a caution? I'm sure Donnie Morse hopes they can. He is the leader out and away by himself. Then from position 2 on back, things tighten up considerably. It continues to be Paul Holstrom in second place, David Raymond in third, Kevin Buck is fourth. Alan Burby holds down position number 5, but there's all kinds of pressure. Now we have Dave Jackson, Ryan Shepard, and Danny Bubar 3 wide. Danny Bubar out in that third groove, trying to find a way to advance to the front. Laps winding down. Starter indicates next time around it will be just 2 to go. John Maycomber back from pit road, obviously laps down. Race leader Donnie Morse will see the 2 flags, 2 laps to go. And a tight battle from position 2 on back. Continues to be Paul Holstrom in that second place position. Now it's Kevin Buck as he has worked beneath the number 3 to take over the third place position. The white flag is down for Donnie Morse. Paul Holstrom, Kevin Buck, David Raymond, Alan Burby rounds out the top 5. And they are going to do it without a caution flag. Out of turn number 4, here's your winner, Donnie Morse, as he crosses the stripe. Better than a half straightaway ahead of the rest of the field. Paul Holstrom, Kevin Buck, Alan Burby, David Raymond, Danny Bubar. What a tight finish from position 2 on back. Cars tangle out of turn number 4. Everyone is back underway and looking to finish this event. Well, kind of a rare occasion when 32 limited sportsmen can run without a caution. What a great job these limited sportsman drivers did. And tonight it belonged to the young man out of Windham, Maine. In the number 75, Donnie Morse. He'll be back in victory lane, and we'll have an opportunity to hear from tonight's limited sportsman main event winner. And what a fine run by Paul Holstrom in the number 58. And Kevin Buck in the number 25 as they put their cars in positions 2 and 3. They will collect the goodies from tonight's sponsor, GW Jewett & Son. Donnie Morse back to return the colors to flagman Eddie Walsh.
Picking up his first feature win for 1993, Don Morris. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, last week you led pretty much the very front of the race last week and picked up second place. Tonight, first place. Must feel pretty good.
Oh, sure does. I wish the car went like this last week. The car's going super tonight.
Is the car where you want it to be right now?
Pretty close. I ain't gonna change much, I can tell you right now.
Tell us about the people that helped you get into victory lane this week.
My crew, I got Russell Morse, Billy Jackson, Ron Smith, my parents, I know I'm leaving somebody out. John Jakes, Tim West.
It's a good night to pick up your win. Bob Jewett from GW Jewett's here with your first place presentation. Bob?
Congratulations, Donnie, on a great race there. I present this on behalf of GW Jewett & Son. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Also a great night to pick up your first feature win. Getting a Big A $50 gift contingency for the first place driver in the Limited Sportsman Division. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I could use that.
Ladies and gentlemen, first place in victory lane goes to Don Morris. Bruce Elder, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And ladies and gentlemen, that rounds out our race program for the evening. We're certainly glad that you decided to spend it here with us at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. And we hope that you'll make it a habit to be back with us each and every Saturday night as we present short track racing at its very best. As always, we hope that you will drive carefully on the way home. If you'd like to stay around for a bit, the main gate will be opened up in just a few brief minutes, and you'll have an opportunity to get out and talk with some of these drivers if